Right, no one's here yet. Just get ourselves set up. Hopefully, oh, we have got people here. Hi, Richard. How you doing? How's things? Thanks for joining us once again. Sorry, let me just get myself set up because I'm inside today instead of in the van, so I'm gonna try and get the comments up on the computer. That way, having to mess around with the screen. Hi everyone for joining us. Thanks for joining us once again. Doing the diary with plumbing and heating engineer. I don't know why I really call it that because it's just a bit of a catch up, bit of a live. What have we all been up to? What have I been up to and stuff like that. So just bear with me 2 minutes while I get set up. I should have done this beforehand, but it was nearly 6 o'clock, and as promised, we'll be here at 6. So if you have got any questions, do get it in the comments below, and I will try to get my way through them all. But we will see. Let me mute that on there. Yeah. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you are watching. It's much appreciated. It helps us get up there on the algorithm. You bought a Nova Press yet? No, Richard, I haven't bought a Nova Press yet, but I do need to buy a press gun because, yeah, I'm gonna fall behind if not. It's definitely a job, well, a tool I do need to invest in. Is it worth the money? It looks like it is. Is it worth the time and extra amount on the fittings? I'm sure the fittings are a bit more expensive than Enfeed and soldered. I must have the slowest computer in the world. How you doing, Harps? You okay? Just bear with me, guys. It's early. So, what's everyone been up to this weekend? I've had a pretty rubbish weekend, to be fair. Just, the football's been shocking. Could have a new manager by the end of the day. Well, end of the night, even. There we go. There we go. We're here. Tektite fittings. I actually did a Tektite course at college, and I got qualified. I'm sure it was Tektite. So, well, it probably runs out now, I would have thought. So, but in workplace, I've never actually used it. I've never had a job where I've need to use it or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm probably not the right person to give you my view on it. But from what I've looked into before and from what I do know about it, it is handy to get you out of sticky situations, I suppose. Flexible gas pipes and stuff like that. I suppose it is handy, but I've, like I said, never had to come across using it at work before. Do you use it often? Have you used it before? What's your opinion on that one? Who else has commented? No one so far. Right, so this week, what have I been up to? I've had a mad week at the moment. I'm really busy. I don't know about everyone else. Is everyone really busy at the moment? It's just gone crazy all of a sudden. I had a quiet month in probably September-ish, beginning of September. And all of a sudden, the phones have not stopped ringing. It's been absolutely crazy. To the point where it feels like I can't take any more work on now. It's just not feasible for me to take it probably any more work on before Christmas. Because someone's going to end up getting let down. I go away in November for 5 days. So I've got how many bathrooms I've got 3 bathrooms to finish. No, 4. 1. Carol's, that one, Horsworth, Rodley. Yeah, 4 bathrooms to finish before Christmas, and I haven't started any of them yet. And I don't like to have more than one on at a time. In all fairness. So I've been stressed out. Well, I've been stressed out, but I've been worried that I'm going to end up letting somebody down, which we don't want to do. Simon, Tektite, I mostly use bending machine. but I do a lot of social housing work. There's no way from hot works permit. Yeah, I suppose so. It will get you away from the hot works. I used to work in a chemical laboratory in Bradford, and I had that problem before. It's with hot works. I wasn't allowed to do any hot works in there, so and I didn't have. I don't have a press gun. Didn't use Tektite. There's no gas work in there. It was just plumbing, so it were all done in plastic and compression if needs be. But it's the one, I suppose. I suppose if you're doing gas work where places where you do need a hot work permit, Tektite and press is probably your only option. Now then, Brian, how you doing? Have you had a good week? What have you been up to? So what did I do this week? Monday. When it comes to this, I completely forget what I've been up to this week. What have I been doing this week? I finished bathroom for AKB on Thursday. Which was a nightmare. I went to finish. I actually started the job two weeks ago. The second fix, but Tyler's letting me down. Decided not to drill the hole for the handheld shower outlet. So I couldn't put the shower outlet on, couldn't put the screen on, couldn't silicone, and for that reason I didn't put the shower valve on either, just because I didn't want the customer turning it on by mistake and water flooding down the back of the tiles. So I had to go back Thursday, get it all finished. Probably seen it on Instagram. It's a nice little job. Shower, basin, toilet, a few radiators there as well. So that was a nice little job. I do a lot of work for AKB. I used to do a lot of work for them, to be honest. I am not do as much anymore. Basically, AKB are a loft firm, and all they do is lofts. So it's a lot of upstairs. It's a lot of manual graft, and it's not for me. I don't think. I think I'm gonna call it a day doing the loft work because I've had enough of it. Brian, good week, full of cold. There's a lot going around at the moment. My twins and my middle child Harper, she's not been well. They've both been chesty, full of cold, and I know loads and loads of people that have been poorly recently. So yeah, you're not on your own there, pal. But good to hear you had a good week. What else have I been up to this week? My mind's gone blank. Absolutely gone blank. Tell you what, let me have a quick 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm just checking. Yeah, so this week, beginning Monday, Tuesday, I did a boiler swap over in Horsforth. And that were a straightforward job, to be fair. I need some more light up here because we're going to get pretty dark soon. Let me try. Have we got a torch or anything? 2 seconds. That's a little bit better. I've been light beaming in my face now. So yeah, started the bath. What am I on about here? Started the boiler swap on Monday. I took out a old Vicera and put in a main eco compact 30 kilowatt. Straightforward job, to be fair. And what was I saying now? I put the video picture on Instagram, and I had a few people messaging me saying, have I lagged the pipework to comply with Part L? What's everyone's opinion on Part L? Because I've definitely got my own opinions. So if you have got any opinions on the Part L situation with the lagging of the pipework, let me know in the comments below, please. Dave Hunter, Lan, top of the league still. Yay. Lan. Are you thinking Arsenal? Are you on about Arsenal there, top of the league? Or are you on about something else that I'm not understanding what LAN is? Arsenal are smashing it, to be fair. I'm a Leeds fan, and we lost against Fulham today, and it doesn't look good. I've got a feeling we're going to get relegated this season. It's not looking good at all. End of the day, if you get a new manager, you've still got the same strikers up front who can't score goals. So we'll see what comes of that. But less of the football talk and more of the plumbing. So what do you think? Like I said, if you have got an opinion on the Part L, let me know. I think it's stupid. I think it's someone in an office that's come up with a stupid regulation as per to just give us more rubbish to feed off. Because I fit a boiler in the kitchen, there's boxing underneath. If I put lagging on that pipework, then it's going to bring that boxing off even further onto the worktop. So it's not practical in certain areas. I get underfloor and stuff like that in voids. Put it in. It makes sense. But when pipework's onshore, or mainly when it's onshore, it doesn't need it on, in my opinion. But Pat L says you do. What do you think? Dave Loves Tech. I'm starting my gas course next week. Can you do a video on your next combi swap and add the wiring part to the video? Yeah, I can do that. Yes, definitely. When is my next boiler swap? I've got where is it now? I'm putting a boiler in Carvel in a week or two. With a Baxi 800 in, if I remember rightly. A job we started. I think I videoed it. We started. We did the rip out. We did a bit of wraparound extension. So there's a brand new boiler going in that one. So I'll do a wiring part of the video for that. If you go over to back a few months when we was doing the Hunt's Hideaway renovation over in Meanwood, there is a wiring video that I've done for that, and that is wiring a underfloor heating up to a combi boiler. So how I've done that. So check that out. It's a good little video, that, to be fair, and watch through exactly how to wire it up to the manifold, to the wiring centre. Sorry, not the manifold. So yeah, check that one out. What else have I been up to this week? Wednesday we did the AKB, sorry, and then Thursday I was off. I had a day off on Thursday. My van got its sign written fixed, should I say. When I got it first done, I was speaking to the lass who did it for me this time. I got someone else to do it the first time, and they'd done it all, everything okay, but the swoosh, like the little tick on my logo, for some reason the guy who did it originally had used printing vinyl to get that, to put that bit on. I don't know really, I'm not sure why, but when you use printing vinyl, over time it shrinks and like pulls in, and what it does, it causes the stickers to peel. So on both sides and the back it started to peel, so I've had them all taken off and put on properly by a professional, and also got some finders on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok on the back and sides of the van. So they're on now there, so people can hopefully follow us over on TikTok and Instagram. I did want us, so I wasn't that happy with her, but it'll do. I asked for, are you following us, and then the logos underneath, but she put finders on and then the logos, but it's one of them, not too fussed about that. Also on Thursday I did a interview with who was it now? Toolkit TV, I think it is. They're on YouTube and Instagram, so do go check them out. I will put the link in the description afterwards if you do want to check them out. Bit of a quick fire questions and stuff like that. You might have seen them before. They're asking me about plumbing, how I got into the plumbing trade, and some bits and bobs, some tips, and what tools I'd like, what my top 3 tools are. So keep an eye out for that. I will be sharing it on here and over on Instagram, probably on TikTok as well. And then Friday I basically had a day of what did I have a day of? A day of servicing boilers. So that's basically why we've not had no video, week in the life video this week, because Monday when we did the boiler swap, I was too busy. There was a lot to do pipe work wise, with it being a Vicaria, moving the pipe work around and jiggling it around, and I didn't have time. It was a small kitchen were there, living room were there, customer was sat in the living room, and I didn't want to start filming and being in and out and in way, so I just cracked on, got that done. Wednesday AKB, window fitters were in there banging around, so I couldn't really get that filmed either. So yeah, that's why we've not done a week in the life this week, but hopefully next week we will do. We've got plenty on next week. Busy week. Richard, how are you finding working and dealing with twins? Must be hard. Do you know what it is? I could not do it without my partner. I hope she's watching, because I don't really say this enough to her. She's amazing. She's quit her job and everything to be a full-time mum for the twins and stay at home, because childcare is ridiculous. So it would mean the point where she'd be going to work just to pay for childcare, and it just defeats the object, doesn't it? I suppose. It is hard, but like I say, she does everything for me, the twins, and my two other girls. So much appreciated to her, and she doesn't realise how much she means to us all. And yeah, treat her right. Yeah, that's the main thing. That's my biggest tip when you've got kids. Treat your partner right, and she'll look after you, I suppose. So yeah, getting all emotional now, huh? It's not like me. What's everyone been up to this week? Have you all had good weeks? Have you had anything exciting you want to tell us? Anything you want to share? Dave Hunter, Irish League, mate. Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realise. I do apologise. I don't really follow the Irish League, but I'm guessing you're a LAN fan. And congratulations, you're top of the league. Have you got long left of the season? I don't follow it. I don't really know much about the Irish League, in all honesty. So yeah, what's everyone been up to? Surely no one wants to listen to me talk about my week every time we come on here. What's everyone been up to this weekend? Anything nice? Anything fancy? Come on, talk a bit more to me, please. So this week, what am I up to this week? I've got quite a busy week this week. So Monday we are over at my partner's cousin's house. We've got some radiators and bits and bobs to film fit there. Sorry, and some leaks. So I'm gonna try and get some footage there because I've got someone on YouTube messaged yesterday saying that they wanted to see how I hung radiators. I have done it before. Specifically how I hung radiators to an existing pipework that can't be moved. So I got my own little way of doing it and how I like to do it. So keep an eye out for that. We'll do that in this week's video. All being well, if we can get footage. You liking look of the new Logic? Richard, I am liking the new look of the new Logic. It's there's a few things on there which on the previous Logic I thought that's what they need to do and that's what they need to make it easier, and they've done that. To be fair, they've listened to engineers when they've had the feedback off them. I've not come across one in person yet. I've not fit one. I've only seen videos on that. I meant to go to the FX show this month, was it? Beginning of this month. But I felt poorly. Yeah, I was poorly, so I didn't end up going. So I was hoping to see it there, but I'm sure I'll see it round when reps are about with the Logic vans and on the trade days. What do you think of it? Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head what's changed on it now. We've got the PRVs changed on it. There's a bit inside. I think the gas valves all changed and stuff, haven't it? What else has changed? I can't think off the top of my head. It looks like good. Come to the Chelsea one in November. Effect. It's a long way for me. Is Chelsea? I'm in Leeds, so it's a 4-hour journey. Is that, if not longer? It'll be a stayover job. So I don't know. Are you going to FX? Are you going? David Evans. When jobbing about, I'm always checking flexes under basins, etc. Recommending replacing to customers. I've been to several flexi bursts. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's very, you shouldn't fit flexes. They're amateur, the cowboy, DIY, but they've got the purpose. And when they're fitted correctly, in the right way, they won't split. But I've come across flexes that have burst and flooded people's houses. I once had a customer, an elderly customer. She'd been very poorly, and got a phone call off her neighbour saying, "Can I go around and have a look?" I got there. It was a flexi burst. It took me 10 minutes to do the job, and I didn't charge her for it. When I opened the door, she was heartbroken. She wasn't. She was very upset. Put it that way. She was on. Not on. How do I put this? Her mental health wasn't the best, and she was going through a lot with, I think her husband had died and stuff like that, and she was going through a lot, and everything was happening at once, and this topped her off, and she got to the point where she didn't want to be here no more, and she was talking to me about this, and all I did was turn the water off, and I sat and talked to her for 20 minutes or so, and talked to her and just just calmed her down a bit and reassured her that everything's going to be all right. It's just a little leak. It's not a major thing. It looks worse than it is when you've got water flooding out your kitchen cupboards. But the job itself took 10 minutes, and she told me I possibly saved her life that day, and that meant a lot to me. I know it sounds of a little silly little thing of it's just a leak, but when you don't know what's going on in people's lives, what's gone on in the past, and a little thing like that can sometimes top people over the edge. So I spoke to her and helped her out, and I didn't charge her a penny. And she actually sent me a gift afterwards for helping her out. I think it meant a lot to her, and when I did it, I felt like I'd achieved something, should I say? So yeah, that was a big moment for me. But back to the flexes, the Marmite out there, I suppose. I had someone when I first started YouTube moaning at me about using flexes, but on back to all toilets, they're perfect. They're good for that. Taps come supplied with flexes. They're good for what they're there for. They are good, to be fair. What's this one? Ryan Gatcliffe. Hi mate, what would you say is the best way to advertise a business? I've just started out on my own and I'm absolutely clueless when it comes to that side of things. So, advertising a business. So congratulations for starting on your own for a start. You've made that first step towards being, well, you are self-employed, but you made that first step, which is the hardest bit to take that jump. When I first started out, when was that? It was 2015. 2015. I got some leaflets printed, and I went round to letting agents, handing out letting agents. I don't believe in handing out posting flyers. I've done this before with different jobs and other little bits and bobs. I just don't think it's worth it. It's half the time I know I do it, and I know plenty of other people do it. You get a leaflet through the post, you might take a glance at it and throw it in the bin. I know flyers don't cost a lot, but I think there's better ways out there you can advertise, such as Facebook. I think Facebook's a great one for advertisement if you can do it correctly. Because I think Facebook can be hard for advertisement, especially if you're going down the paid route. Because I've done it before years ago. I used to do a lot of event planning and stuff like that, and I'd pay for the advertisements, and after doing research afterwards, I was actually only advertising to the people that were already liking the page. So you got to be careful when it comes to paid advertisements, because you could be advertising to the completely wrong people. You're trying to get more people in, you're advertising to the people that are already there. So that's why there's these marketing companies out and these social media companies that do this paid advertisement for you, because they know what they're doing and know how to get the best outcome from it. But pay advertisement, you could. I have where I live in Leeds, we have a local magazine in the local area, Pudsey, called The Squeaker. You can pay to advertise in that. I don't do that personally, but my old boss has done that for years, and he's been very successful with that. In regards to advertisement for myself, the best form of advertisement is word of mouth. You do a good job, that customer is going to recommend you to their friend, to their neighbour, to their family member, and will pass your number on. That is the best form of advertisement. So do a good job, and you'll reap the benefits from the good job. It's a real privilege to be there to help. David, it is when people can be in the really low sometimes, and I remember as an apprentice, went to a customer's house, and she had no heat, no hot water, and she was crying. I was only 16, I think, at the time, and she was crying, and my boss sorted it all out, fixed the boiler, and she just couldn't stop crying with joy that she got a boiler back. And I think she'd been a few weeks without any heat, no hot water. It was just a simple fix, and I think that's why we all do the job. To be fair, we like to help people, I suppose, and I feel a bit of a satisfaction. That's the word I'm looking for. When someone's happy and I've supplied a customer with what they want, and they're happy at the end of the day. That's the main thing. Tom, how you doing, mate? Have we got a video coming out today? Tomorrow, what you put on Sunday? I can't remember what days you put them. You put them out every day a week. You throw them out. You're actually smashing it at the moment, guys. If you probably do follow him already, but if you don't, do go check out Plum Like Tom. His videos are great, and he's got a vast variety of work that he does. He does everything from commercial to domestic to oil. He does loads of stuff. So do make sure you go check out Plum Like Tom. He's a great guy. David, local community magazines and good for advertising, not expensive, but if you do a good job, you will get lots of recommendations. Exactly, David. I don't believe in advertising works like it used to do, especially for one-man bands. I think they're a lot more expensive than they used to be. If you're starting out like Ryan, you're starting out, I think personally, go join all your local community pages. I'm in hundreds, well not hundreds, but quite a lot of local community pages. And as soon as someone posts a job, I need a plumber, I need a gas engineer, I'm on that straight away. I don't just comment my page, I message them direct. Because if you imagine 20, 30, 40 people are tagging different pages, and on that, you're just going to end up getting lost in a list. Where if you message them direct, they know you're keen for the job, and then they can check your page from there and see your reputation. But if you do have a Facebook page, get customers to review you on there, because if you've got a page with no reviews, who's to know whether you're good at what you do, whether you're reliable? So reviews are key. And set up a Google page as well. I get a lot of work through Google. Even though I get phone calls every day saying that you're ranking not very high on Google for plumbers in your area, but I seem to get a lot coming through there. But I think that's help from YouTube when I'm tagging, when I do all my tags and editing on the videos. I'm putting plumber leads in there, and that seems to be working since I've done that. So I'm getting a lot of work coming through that. No worries, Tom. Have you got a video out today? Is it tomorrow? I watched your video last that you put up a few days ago. That was a great video, pal. I always enjoy watching them. No worries, Ryan. Anytime, if you ever need any, if you want to message me direct on Instagram, if you want to chat, let me know. If you got any more questions, do let me know. Back to this week coming up. Tuesday, we are back over in just down the road from myself. If you remember, a few weeks ago, we first fixed a downstairs bathroom, cloakroom. We're back there Tuesday morning, putting the toilet and basin in there. And then we're going over to do a soil stack, which I might film. That's another AKB job, to be fair. We've got just extend the soil stack up. We've got to convert from caster plastic and then soil stack up to rest. It's through the wall already. I meant to do it 2 weeks ago, but it absolutely bounced it down. So I said to him, I'm not doing the stack. Not a chance am I standing out in the pouring rain, getting drenched, putting a stack up. Not when it can wait anyway. And then Wednesday, I am starting a new job in Horsforth. I'm taking it on actually from another plumber. So long story, my builder Paul, I've done work for Paul for years. He started an extension in Horsforth, and the customer had his own plumber, gas engineer, to do the plumbing. It was a friend of his who lived up the road, and anyhow, it's not gone as smooth as they wanted it to do, and the plumber and the customer have decided that they don't want to fall out because they're friends. They've got kids going to the same football team. They don't want to end up falling out and causing an argument. So they're both on the separate ways, and I'm taking over, which I don't usually do. If it weren't for Paul on the job, I wouldn't have done it. And in all honesty, I didn't need the work because it's a nightmare. There's 2 bathrooms to do there, a boiler and a garage extension with a downstairs toilet. So it's a big job. If it wasn't such a big job, I probably wouldn't have took it on. But I'm going on Monday to temporarily get the shower up and running, core some holes and alter some pipe work that the other engineer did. He's drilled through at angles and run copper pipe, and it's squeaking and clicking when it's coming on, and there's pipe work that's not clipped on the floor. So there's a bit of just finishing off and just bits and bobs to do really. And then Thursday, Friday, we are going to Carvely, the job I was talking about a second ago, where we're fitting the Baxi 800. We're going to put the first fix in the kitchen, get all the pipe work under the floor for the boiler, for the utility, and for the kitchen. So we're there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and there's also a soil stack to put up there ready for. Well, we're renewing the soil stack all the way up, so we've got a bathroom to connect on, and we've also got a downstairs toilet to first fix. So we've got to get that in as well. So it should be good. We're going to have a busy, busy week. David, where are the reliable 10mm isolation valves not full bore? Where are the reliable 15mm isolation valves not full bore? Reliable as in the brand reliable? Because Speedfit have a brand called Reliable now. Am I not reading this right? I use. I'm not sure what brand it is. I use from Plum Call. I'm not sure what they stock. I should really know that, shouldn't I? Really, but I don't seem to have any problems with them ones that they stock. They're not Flowplast. I can't remember what they're called now. I'll probably say on the actual isolation valve what brand it is. But I might be reading that question wrong. Let me know, David. Reliance is Speedfit, innit, Tom? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because have you seen their Aries mittens valves? They're great for you know, if you need to snatch if you got a leaking one in the loft and you need to snatch it, they are great. You just cut it, boom, straight on. And I fit a few of them now and not had a problem. Valves that don't leak after a year. I don't seem to have much problems with new valves leaking. It's old valves that have been in there years. That's like, do I open it? Do I not? Do I touch it? Manchester Reds, bag of 10 for £9 tool station, charge £6.50. Yeah, it's. I don't really use tool station that often. I use Screwfix, and I've used Screwfix ones a lot, and I've never really had a problem with them, to be fair. Not that I can remember anyway. Tool station ones are okay, are they? Right. They're not bad on price, to be fair, tool station. I have used them a couple of times when I've Screwfix not had anything in stock. The one at Pudsey, like, there's one next door to each other, so when one doesn't have out in stock, I'll go next door. But I have a trade account at Screwfix, so I prefer to use Screwfix over tool station. But yeah, I don't think tool station stock a lot, to be fair. They always seem to have something out of stock. Talking of prices, Manchester Reds. Why am I even talking to you? You're Manchester Reds. You're a Scum fan. I'm from Leeds. Sorry, I can't help myself. You know what it is. So price wise, is it me or is Plum Station? Not Plum Station. Wolseley, what we call it these days, Plum Centre, and their prices skyrocketing for people that don't have a trade account there. Because I think what we're at now, I paid £9 for a gas valve the other week. It's ridiculous. I like Tool Station only for their Viva gear, especially the Fixipan characters, Ferratena, bargain, as good as McAlpine. Yeah, Viva pan connectors are good, to be fair. I have not had a problem with them ever. But I do like McAlpine. Have you seen my little tip for the McAlpine pan connectors, especially the flexi ones? The flexi pan connectors you can actually split apart. You can cut and put back together. If you need to make them smaller, they are great. Top tip, mate. OB1, £14. Screwfix, Wix, 7. Is it really? I do like OB1. I've gone off it a little bit since finding out that the white turns yellow very quickly after doing a full bathroom in white silicone. It's cost me a day, well, not a day's labour, half a day's labour sorting that out. So yeah, be careful with that if you do have silicone in it. So I only use OB1 now for adhesive, and I use the coloured stuff because I'm farmers aware the coloured stuff doesn't change colour, just the white, and I don't know if the clear does, to be fair, but I definitely know the white changes colour and goes a yellowy colour. Does CT1 go yellow? Yes, CT1 goes yellow, but they have now brought out a BT1, which they reckon doesn't go yellow and will stay white forever. Whether it does or not, I don't know. It's probably a time will tell sort of thing. But OB1 is the exact same product as CT1 at a bit cheaper price. OB1 actually used to make CT1 for CT1, and then the guys who owned it fell out. One went with CT1, one went with OB1, and that's the story behind CT1 and OB1. It's the exact same product, from what I've been told. Yeah, Toolstation is decent prices. There is they've got the use what's it called now? Stanley ProStack gear. I use that for my storage in my van, and it's a fraction of the price of the DeWalt T-Stack stuff. It's a lot cheaper. It's the exact same product. They even clip together. I've got a mixture of both in my van, and they will clip together. So yeah, do if you are looking for some storage, check out the Stanley ProStack stuff. It is good stuff. Don't use a trade counter unless I can't get elsewhere these days. Seems to pay a premium price for having a trade account. Not sure that's how it's supposed to work. Where's your trade account, mate? Everywhere I've got a trade account, I seem to get a little bit of a discount, as far as I'm aware. But you're starting to see, prices are just going up and up and up. It's one of them things now. I think price of 22mm copper is like over £22 now. It's ridiculous. Graham's and SPS. What do you think of Graham's? I used to use Graham's a lot when I used to do a lot of work for a company called Aztec, and they were good. They just never had anything in stock, and they were a bit laxy-daisy, if you know what I mean. I've still got an account there, but I don't use them. I use them every now and then if I need a boiler that they've got on offer, or if I'm working in the area and I need something, I'll call in. But yeah, I don't really use Graham's anymore. In fact, I think I owe them about 30 quid. I've owed them it for about 3 months. I'm down south. Are material prices different? Do they differ when you're down south to the up north? I've never worked down south. Can anyone tell me that? So, something I'd be interested in, because everything else differs in price where you're up north or down south. I'm in Leeds, and we pay like £20, £22 for a length of 22mm copper. Dean, what are you paying for 22mm copper down south? It's mad that it's. I don't know why. I just wondered if it were different price. If it is different in price depending where you are in the country. There's 20 of you watching at the moment. Don't forget to like and comment. The like, if you do give us a big thumbs up, it is much appreciated, because it helps the algorithm. £12 for 3 meters 15. Yeah, it's about the same. I think I pay £10.35 plus VAT. So yeah, with 12 quid. Yeah, about the same. So yeah, yeah. So 15 mil is about the same. So I imagine 22mm is the same as well. So yeah, has anyone else got any questions? We're 40 minutes in now. What's that, Tom? I paid £16.70 plus for Plum on. I paid £16.70 plus from Plum Centre on Friday for 22mm pipe. That's not a bad price, that, to be fair. That's not bad at all. That's good. Well, for what I get anyway. Excluding VAT at Wolseley, 17. Right, okay. So what's that, 17? So 20 quid, yeah. So it's about the same. Yeah, I pay £22, I think it is. I pay for 22mm copper. But prices are going up and up, and I expect them to go up again. Probably in the new year. I would have thought they might calm down for the rest of the year now, but boilers are going up as well. I priced a job a Baxi 800. I can't remember. Wait, about a month ago. 2 weeks later, I got the job. It got up 50 quid. So I'd lost 50 quid on the job. I couldn't say to the customer, "Oh, job's gone up 50 quid. I can't do the job unless you give me another 50 quid." So I got to foot that bill. Are people still doing 30-day lead times on jobs, or have you reduced yours? I was thinking about reducing mine to 2 weeks because you just can't predict the price increases at the moment because it's getting ridiculous. Someone's setting fireworks off. It's not even fire. It's not even bonfire night. That should be illegal. That. Yeah. Right, we'll call it a day soon. We're probably about another 20 minutes or so, and we'll wrap it up. But I thought we'd just get a bit of a video out today, get a bit of content, keep up in touch with you guys. I like to do these live videos every now and then because it's good. It's good to keep up with you. I like the community feel and the community vibe in the comments. We can all talk to each other. Did you look up Thomas Crapper? Have you just seen on my Instagram? I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, Dean. I've just, well, not just fit. I have fit a Thomas Crapper bathroom, basin and toilet. Wow, that's expensive gear. People got to have some money to fit that Thomas Crapper stuff. The guy who invented the modern day toilet or flushing mechanism, something like that. Hence why it's called a crap. We're going for crap. Thomas Crapper. Does look good. It's all traditional world stuff. If you see the one on Instagram that I fit at Hunt's Hideaway, it was like a slot machine. It had like not a slot machine, like a beer pump to flush the handle at the race. I thought it looked mint. And then it had all the fancy pan, and then I had a floating bit of timber. I think was it a bit of tree? I think it was a bit of tree, to be fair, that had been cut down and polished up, and then we had a basin sat on there. It looks spot on. Where do you take heating oil? Why do you take heating oil contaminated with water? Heating oil. Is you know about oil boilers there? I don't have my oil qualifications. I don't do any oil work. It's not something I've ever dabbled with. I once did it as an apprentice, and we had to get someone else to sign it off, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that it was very messy, and yeah, I know Plum Like Tom does oil. I've watched some of his videos, and it does look good stuff. But like I say, you got to have different qualifications for that, different pressures and regs, and you got to do fire stops and other bits and bobs. But yeah, it's not something I do is oil. Yep, I messaged about history. It was a myth that he invented the toilet. Really? No, he didn't invent the toilet. Like, he didn't make the first toilet. He the modern day toilet with the siphon flushing. Is it a myth? Let me Google this. Did Thomas Crapper invent the toilet? In the late 19th century, a London plumbing impresario, whatever that says, named Thomas Crapper manufactured one of the first widely successful lines of flush toilets. Crapper did not invent the toilet, but he did develop the ball cock and improved tank filling mechanisms still used in today's toilets. So yeah, he didn't invent the toilet, but he developed the ball cock and how we use toilets today. So he was a big part in history, plumbing history, of how we use toilets today. And I think that's where the name crap comes from. Yes, Brian, definitely follow Tom. Make sure you do, because he's a great guy. I believe Tom patented the modern flush valve. He did, by the looks of it, Tom. Like I say, he's got the modern day toilet, basically. But he didn't invent the first toilet. I think the Romans invented the first toilet. So it goes back even further than that. It used to be a big pit, a wooden shelf, and you just shit in a pit. We did that in where were I? Leeds Festival. It was awful. I went to Leeds Festival when I was 17, and you go in, there was this big wooden box going round, and there were these little cubicles, and literally they were just bits of wood with some holes in, and a massive like cesspit underneath. It stunk. And we were talking to one of the security guards, and the year before, a lass fell. She dropped her phone into the pit, so she leant down to get her phone out, and she actually fell into the pit. That must have been vile and disgusting. Does any of you lads do drainage? Like I do minor stuff. I'll do little blockages, but if it comes to any further than say the soil pipe or the toilet, I'll get Dr. Drainage in to come rod it and fix the problem. Thomas, there's a museum in Manchester with all a toilet. All a toilet. What, with Thomas Crapper's toilets in? Is that? Or you just talk about Manchester being a toilet? Right. How long have we been on? 46 minutes. I can't do that. Let's exit that. What's everyone up to this week? What is everyone up to this week? Anything exciting? Let us know. Have you got any big jobs coming up? Anyone got any final questions before we get off? How money earned from plumbing? How much money do you earn from plumbing? How long's a piece of string? Answer me that one. Thomas, I'm really joking. It's nearly as bad as Bradford. No, I'm only messing. I'm actually going to Manchester in when am I going? December, 3rd December for a gig. Should be good. How much money do plumbers earn? Depends how much you want to work. If you're just doing plumbing, you can earn 20 to 30 grand. If you want to do gas, 30 to 40 to 50. Work for yourself, you can earn hundreds of thousands. I'm still waiting for them days because it didn't happen to me yet, as I was told. The only reason I got into plumbing, I said to my mum when I was 13, when I get thinking about my GCSEs, and she's like, what do you want to do when you're older? I said, what makes most money? And she went, are you a plumber or electrician? I said, well, as long as I don't want to get electrocuted, so I'll go play with poo for a living. And I'm still waiting for all this money to come because I am now 27 and I'm skint. Yeah, Dean, amen to that. We don't earn as much money as people make out we do. Especially plumbing. Gas and doing boiler repairs, you could probably make a lot of money if you put in the hours. But I've got a young family and I want to spend time with my young family, and so I don't do silly hours. I don't work 7 days a week. I only work 5 days a week. I do my DJing and bits on the side. It's not on the side, it's a business, but on a weekend. But I've done that since I was 16 and I don't think I could ever give it up. I've been thinking about it, but I'm not sure. Still, we'll see. I'm in the middle whether we're going to give it up yet or not. It's definitely a tough job for the money you earn. Definitely, Tom. It can be a headache sometimes. Very much a headache. Like myself at the moment, I've got that much work coming in. On Friday, I got on from work and I had to take 10 minutes just to look at my diary and work out how I'm going to make everything fit before I go away. I go away on the 16th of November and I've got two bathrooms to start. What else have we got now? 2 bathrooms to start and 1 bathroom to finish for AKB in Pudsey, in Armley. I've got loads of bits in between. There's absolutely loads, and I didn't know how it would all fall into line because I did so many days here, so many days there, and it just wasn't working. So I've had to move customers around and start one of the bathrooms a week later, which frees up time the week before. So yeah, bit of a nightmare. David, yes, that is one of the big things you need to learn, how to say no, because you could literally be there all day, every day, plumbing, doing things. Because I get it all the time. You do a job and then the customer will go, we do this, we do that for me. Just before you go, can you do this? Can you have a look at this? Sometimes you just got to say no and say you'll have to come back another time because you can't work every hour under the sun. You have to, yeah, definitely have to learn to say no. Plimlico Plumbing have nicked all the money. Yeah and no. Obviously, I'm up in Leeds, so we don't have Plimlico Plumbing. We don't really have any big little companies, if you know what I mean. There's ones around. We've got TP Gas up here. We've got uh, T and M TM. Someone I can't remember his name now. But then there's other ones like Plum Care but they don't really step on our toes as much. There's enough work for everyone. There always will be enough work for everyone because everyone's always gonna have faults, especially boilers and plumbing. Water, there's always gonna be leaks, so there's always gonna be work for everyone. So if you are looking to get into the trade, just do it because there's enough work to go around. It wouldn't take much to knock over Plimlico if someone just dropped the price a little bit. I don't really know. Well, I've got the book. If you haven't seen the book, Charlie Mullins' book, get it and give it a read. I'm trying to think where it is. I've got it somewhere. I can't remember. You might have seen it before. Do check it out, please, because it is a really good book. And was it Ryan? If you're still here, there's some tips in there for when starting out and things you need to be aware of and stuff like that. And I've applied that in my own business. Some things have worked, some things haven't. Some things have stick, some things don't. What the hell is that on the screen? Oh, it's not. What the? Oh, it's that. On my screen. I thought it was something on my screen. Some things don't. So yeah, but yeah, I've lost where I am now. Check out Charlie Mullins' book from Plimlico because he is good. He is good, but. Marcus, thank you for joining us. Hope you're all doing good. How's plumbing in Cardiff for you? I've been to Cardiff for a long time. I went when I was younger. We did some work down there when I was an apprentice. We drove down and we had a boiler swap to do for. It was something to do with. Something to do with. He was high up at Asda and he lived at Cardiff and we went and did his boiler for him. We was hoping that we would end up getting the contracts for the Asda contracts, and yeah, we never ended up getting them. So it didn't pay off going all the way down to Cardiff, especially when you're based in Leeds. What do people think about travelling? Do you travel? How far do you travel for work? And if you are travelling, how much do you charge extra compared to what you would charge if you go into a local job? Because I only stay in like Leeds and surrounding areas. I might go like Bradford, Harrogate, York, Wakefield, Halifax. But I don't really go much further than that. But I do get jobs coming in. But I don't know how to price them. It's like I don't get why people ring and companies ring a company from the other side of the country to come do a job when they could ring a local company for a much cheaper price. It boggles my mind. So I don't know how to price it. Back to pricing, what is the day rate up there? Day rate up here, I charge $250 now. I've put my prices up. I used to charge £200 a day, but I've put it to $250 because everyone else is putting their prices up. Everyone needs to put their price up. Inflation is on an all-time high. We need to get money from somewhere. So if you haven't put your prices up, don't get left behind because you're definitely gonna, because it's not gonna come back now. Put it that way. So I've put my day rate up to $250. Boiler servicing I've put to £70 now. That's for a standard service. Plumbing Plumbing depends on the job. Still a bit. If I'm just doing a plumbing repair, I'm like 60, £70, depending what it is. What? Have you been charging at least £100 for every job you walk into? No, I don't walk in. I wouldn't dream of charging £100 for every job I walk into. Do you really? Pretty busy down here. I'm based just outside the Vale. I do wonder if I'll run out of my jobs as I have fixed most of the toilets around here. Oh, it's they'll never run out, mate. They'll always leak again. Once you got to end, you'll start again. Walk, travel more than 15 miles. I'm the same, to be fair. I don't like going far. I'm a homeboy. 10 miles max. Yeah, sounds like say a lot of people. I don't know if you've seen. I do some work for Doctor Drainage, and he goes up and down the country. But he does a lot of work for service stations and restaurants and stuff like that. He does like emergency flood pumping and stuff like that. So he can charge. I think he charges £350 a day just for the van to go out. But he specialises. He's got some specialist kit on there, so I suppose it's worth it. But I didn't know for like plumber and gas engineers whether you do travel far or not. But it sounds like it's 10-15 miles is about what people use. It's about the same to me, to be fair. If you're getting every single job you're pricing for, you're not charging enough. Yeah. What was that saying that boss said years ago? He said, Don't be a busy fool. Be a rich. What's the saying now? Don't be a busy fool. Be a quiet rich or something else. I might know it. Do you know what's the saying? Basically, don't charge yourself little and be really busy and run around and stressed. Charge a little bit more, get better jobs, and you can have more for your money, basically, and less stressful, which is probably the main thing in this job, because stress can cause a lot of problem away from the job. If you don't want to be taking that stress home, you want to keep your job where it is. Sorry, got distracted then. Going back to stress, I'm a believer of not bringing stress home. I seen a thing once. I can't remember what it was on now. And a guy had a stress tree in his garden, and he'd come home from work, and he'd hang the stress on the tree, go into the house, and that's it. He was home, no more work, and everything was family time. And then when he got up in the morning, back to work, that's when work began again. He could put his stress back on, which I thought was good, to be fair, because if you're bringing stress home and you can take it out on your partner, you can take it out on your kids, it ain't good for the family life. So yeah, try not to stress too much. MJ, how much would you charge for a system refurb? New fill valve, flush valve, close couple kit, £145 down here. Also, yes from the customer from me. Always a yes. So what was the charge? So 800. I would probably be around the 120 mark. I can get probably all the Viva stuff. Maybe it would cost you £30 plus fitting. You got an hour to an hour and a half, maybe max. Yeah, maybe about £120 I would be. But I'm in Leeds, so maybe a bit different. Any opinion on commercial plumbing? Robert, I only do like commercial, like little bits, but not very often. So I've always thought about looking into, though, because there's definitely more money in commercial from what I've been told. So do you do commercial yourself, Robert? 84 Baxter. I like to stay within 30 minutes from home for work, and there's one customer I have, care home group, that I travel up to 2 hours for, but I charge them for my time travelling. Yeah, if the customers are willing to pay your time travelling, I suppose it's worth it then. But you need to make, like you say, when you're pricing a job, you need to make them aware of that. But with my job, there's a lot more like responsive stuff, and you're going out on a beat of a hat, so drop of a hat, sorry. So it's hard to price. Like you could drive an hour, 2 hours away from the job, from your house, get there, price it, and then go. Actually, no, I don't want it. So you drove 2 hours out of the way. So it's one of them. It's a bit of a nightmare. Chris, I had my own business 15 years and never had an issue with lack of customers. Decided last year to pack up shop and work for someone else. Best move I ever made. No stress. Chris, I thought about doing it myself, to be fair. I'm main reason I need to get on the housing ladder, and working for yourself can be really hard to get onto the housing ladder. So I thought last year of packing it all in and just going working for somebody just to get on the housing market, and then go back eventually and go on my own. But I don't want to. I've started something now, and I'm one of these. I don't like to throw it away. I don't want to just give up everything I've started. But I suppose I could come back to it, but you're missing out on years worth of business there. So I'm just gonna battle through and try and get on the housing market myself. Yeah, exactly. I don't. In all honesty, loans. I don't struggle for loans. I get finance and stuff like that quite easily. But mortgages, it boggles my head. Honestly, It's one thing I don't understand. So I'm definitely gonna speak to a mortgage advisor when it comes to mortgages. Robert, no, just working for a company who does commercial plumbing, but I don't like it, to be honest. Why is it? I imagine it's a bit more. There's a lot more like regulations with the commercial plumbing that you've got to comply with and stay. Like hot work permits, you're working at height permits. Where in domestic properties you don't have none of that. There's only you to worry about. Getting on the property ladder is overrated. If anyone breaks, you're paying for it. I get that, Baxter. I've rented now for 5 years, and you haven't got all to worry about. But the price of renting is going up and up and up. You pay like £1,000 a month in Leeds, and that's the average price for a house in Leeds rented. Where a mortgage you're paying less than that. So it's one of them. I get what you're saying. You're paying less a month, but you could put that money away for rainy days, and if something goes pop, you need to get it fixed. But I have also thought about trying, and I heard a property developer say this once: buy where you want to live, and rent. No, buy where you don't want to live, and rent where you do want to live. Because you can get, say, 2 houses where you don't want to live. You can rent them out between, depending where they are, £1,000 a month. That's £2,000 a month you've got coming in after you've paid your mortgage off, and then you just rent where you want. So even if one of your houses is paying for your rent, and your other house is paying for the 2 mortgages, you're in a bit of a winner there, especially once you've paid your mortgage off. I suppose you can buy and buy and buy and get more houses and get a bit of a portfolio going. The nice thing to consider is I found work very, very well paid within a day or two. Once you can prove you've done your own thing at a huge standard for such a long time, companies will snap you up. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, companies will start you up because you've got the experience and they know you can be trusted. So yeah, I have people messaging me all the time saying they can't get a job, but they've just left college and they don't have any experience. It's hard. In the trade, I don't know about other trades, but in the plumbing trade, I don't think they should do a course because people are struggling to get jobs afterwards. It should be just apprenticeships. They should just have apprenticeships. It's because you're getting the experience on the job, you learn the qualifications. Yeah, that's another story. We might talk about that next time about colleges and stuff like that. I do need to start wrapping it up. I've been over an hour now, and I've got 2 twins downstairs, and my missus is going to start killing me soon. Thomas, yeah, I'm only 20. I need to keep reminding myself that I am only 27, Thomas, and I've got loads of years ahead of me to buy a house. So, like I say, I'm not in as much of a rush as I was at one time. But some stuff could be really, really heavy, like pumps. I can imagine it's big pipe work and big pumps for the commercial stuff, and it's definitely harder graft, I would say, than doing domestic work. Have you ever attempted archery blindfolded? Are we having a joke here? Is there a joke missing? MJ, what's your name? Marcus, isn't it? Marcus. He's got calling by your initials. Are you father of twins? It's hard work, isn't it, mate? It's I've got twin girls. They are 8 months old. But like I said before earlier, my partner is amazing and she does everything for me, and I could not do it without her. So thank you to her. I don't know how she does it sometimes. Chris, I wish you well, man. You're smashing it. Good things and happy times. You'll get there. Got the right attitude. Much love. Thank you, Chris. Means a lot. I'm gonna call this a wrap now. Thank you, everybody that has watched, has viewed, and chatted along with me. I love this community feel, the community vibe that we have, and we're definitely gonna do these more and more. And before we go, don't forget to like. It's much appreciated. And if you aren't subscribed, do subscribe. We are on a push for 6k now. We hit the 5k. Anyone that is watching that did get involved in the 5k and you did win, Chris, John and Warren, your parcels that have been sent out to you and they are on your way. They're getting delivered with every same here, mine are 13 and the time flies by. Cherish every moment when they're young. Exactly, mate. It is hard, and yeah, I'm dreading the teenage years. I'm gonna have 4 girls, all teenagers at the same time. So yeah, I'm stop babbling now. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have an amazing weekend and stay safe. And I will see you guys for a week in the life video next week.